Hi, and welcome to Diversity in the Community. I am your host, Theresa Harris, since 2008. And I have a very special guest with me today. You won't actually see her on camera, but you're going to see some beautiful pictures of her. I met her one day at, I think it was an all-white tea party. And I just kind of fell in love with her right away because she had this beautiful smile. And she helped me with, I don't know if it was with my earrings or something she helped me with, but she just touched me and our spirits just clicked together. But you know, sometimes you can meet people and they have such a smile, but you don't know that they have a story. This young lady has a story to tell. And I brought her on here today because I know that there's so many people that she can help once you hear her story. And I would like, like I said, you won't see her, but you will hear her voice. So Danielle, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you were able to come.
Me too.
That you made that step to come.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to only help yourself, but I'm sure you'll help somebody else.
That's the goal.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, yes. So I brought her on because lately I've heard of several people that have tried to commit suicide, and some were successful. And I wonder if they would have had someone to talk to or an outlet or whatever. We don't know if we could have stopped them. But I'm so glad that this young woman is coming forward today to tell her story about surviving suicide. Now, it's a tough thing for somebody to come out and talk about that kind of thing. And so, but she's coming today because she wants to help other people. And so I just want to say again that I'm so proud of you being here, for you stepping out and coming here today. Is there anything you want to tell me about yourself before I start any questions or anything?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm originally from New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I turned 41 in March.
41?
Yeah.
You're like a baby.
And I'm in my master's program for mental health counseling.
Wow. Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
It's actually pretty exciting. I find my master's program is actually easier than my bachelor's program, probably because it's more like course specific. But yeah, I'm really finding some purpose there. So,
what made you decide that to go into the mental health?
Everything that I've been through with myself, and you know, having a diagnosis that I don't claim it over myself, but it definitely, you have to be aware of your health and what you're dealing with and what has happened in the past in order to kind of like step forward. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Now I have some questions here for you, and tell me about meeting your dad for the first time.
Okay, so I was 15, and prior to that, I hadn't had a picture of him. I hadn't seen him at all. I've only heard a few things about him. So when he came, I was kind of excited, but it was a little like, it was just, even at 15, I could tell something was up.
Yeah.
You know, like I hugged him, and it felt like I was hugging a stranger. Wow. I didn't feel anything. And to be 15 and to feel that way and to be in tune with the emotions and everything, you know, it almost seemed as if he didn't come there for me, he came there for him. So.
And so what did that
It made me kind of sad. It kind of started a little bit of a downward spiral with my mental health and stuff. That was after he came. I kind of fell into a bit of a depression, and that's when I first went to the hospital for the first time.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow. So is Dad still in your life?
No.
Okay.
It just he when he came, when he came into my life at 15, he said he wanted, he told my mom that he wanted a relationship with me and everything, but he never pursued it. So.
And then I know that you later on, I don't know exactly when, but you found a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful father.
Yeah.
For those who don't, those who do have a relationship with their father, that's the best dad you can have.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm actually learning to look at him as a father since I didn't have a natural father. It's kind of hard to go all in.
Yeah.
Because of the hurt that I had from my natural father.
Yeah.
So.
But again, you coming on and talking about it, I believe it's going to help you more and more.
I hope so.
And like I said, not only you, but it's going to help so many other people who probably, I'm sure there's so many people that's going through the same thing. So I just, again, thank you for being brave enough to come on and not being selfish, I said. And I don't even want to call it selfish.
I understand
some people,
what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know
because
what you're saying.
You've made it through. You've made it this far. You want to reach back and help somebody else.
Yeah.
Pull somebody. And I just love you for it.
Thank you.
You said a little bit before that you were diagnosed with mental illness. How did that affect your life, having that as a diagnosis?
Well, so when I was 15, after I met my father, they diagnosed me with bipolar 1 disorder, and that is with episodes of manic and depression. So, it doesn't usually, happen at the same time. It's either the mania or the depression. And it just, they started me on medicine right away. And I wasn't able to finish my first year of high school because nowadays I don't think that they would be allowed to kick me out based on hospitalizations. But when I was in high school, they expelled me because I was hospitalized so many times. So it's like, maybe like politics or something, but for me, it was just a lot because at that age, I couldn't make sense of what was happening. And it just kind of felt like maybe I did something wrong or, at 15, I don't think you can fully wrap your head around a diagnosis like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can't imagine being expelled.
Yeah.
Because you have an issue.
Right.
Wow. I didn't think that would be legal.
I think now, I don't think it would be, but back then, I don't think that they knew what to do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All righty. And tell me how, you might have said a little bit, but tell me how you beat that depression. What happened in your life?
Every day is a different story. Like even now, there's certain things that I have to be mindful of, like trying to not spend too much time alone or too much time in the house. And it's, some weeks are better than others, but I think I've really been more, even lately, even with everything going on with, like my mom and her situation, just being grateful for what's going on and really really finding the relationships that bring value to my life and just attaching myself to those relationships and reaching out to people. I think we just can't do this thing on our own.
Right.
Even the most strongest person is going to need, some support, some encouragement. So, the depression part, like now, I'm medicated. I take my meds. I go see a therapist.
Okay.
I, try to be mindful of certain things. I could probably do better with, my diet and my working out and stuff. And that's something that hopefully to come in the, in the near months that I'll take Yeah.
And look at the step
So,
you came today.
It was a big step because I almost backed down last minute.
I know, because we've tried to do this several times.
We
but for
did.
you to make that step, to come in here today, I am so proud of you.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
I just love you. I felt, like I said, I fell in love with you when I first met you.
I know, and you two were very, very kind to me. So
yes,
I know, I see you have a real heart for people.
Oh
so
yeah, and I'm for you to be able to come in today. It takes a lot, and I know it did, and I appreciate it. And I'm sure when you go back and sit down and think about it, you're gonna say, "Wow, I did it."
I did.
Another thing that I could just mark off of the list.
Sometimes I get a little, it's hard to face fears or face things that, I'm not sure about. But like you said, once you do, it gives you that level of confidence and stuff. So it's good that's a good way to confidence build.
Yeah. And guess what? Sometimes I do too. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I get so nervous about having to do so. Everybody does. They may not admit it.
Right.
But, I have the same. You were determined to attain your goals. What gave you the strength to keep moving?
That's a great question. I would say, of course, I know God has been in my life from the beginning. In the times when I couldn't lift myself out of the depression and the sadness and the confusion, he definitely did. And he put the right people in my life to help me, the medical professionals and, my family. And so I would say definitely that is a big part of it. Also, my mom has been my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader. And, she's still in my life, and the nature of our relationship has changed a bit because now I'm kind of like her advocate.
Okay.
And she, I think for her another thing was for me to always keep pushing forward. Like even if it felt like something was taking a long time, to have some patience with it and just keep forward. Like she was really proud when I got my bachelor's degree, and then when I stepped forward with the master's, working on my master's, she was real happy for me. So just goals in general, I think it's, like we've talked about, you just you take the small steps, and sometimes you might take a big step, but if you have the patience with yourself and if you believe it's part of your purpose, it's worthwhile to invest in yourself and invest in what the people around you are investing in you too.
Right.
And to be mindful of that and to try to have some gratitude for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. You are the primary caregiver for your mom. Right.
I am, I'm more of a, I would like to say advocate, because as of right now, she is in a hospital setting.
Okay.
And we're looking for some long-term placement for her. Okay. But it's just been kind of an uphill battle. Okay. So my heart goes out to the people who are looking for long-term for their loved ones, because it's really hard to find good long-term. And but I must say, like, the people who care for her do a really nice job, and they've gotten me involved, and I try to see her as much as I can. This week, I think I just been like overwhelmed. I just took a week off to myself because I just, nobody tells you that it's going to be such an emotional journey. Especially when you're used to the parent being the parent. Yes. And then now you kind of have to be more hands-on, and, you have to look out for your parent a little bit more, which is like, it's a blessing, because it's like a natural progression. Yeah. But it's like nothing really, like sometimes maybe you know, like my mom, sometimes she doesn't have the patience to be on the phone very long. So we used to have long phone conversations. So, but I'm trying to like be grateful for where we are now because it's a different stage of our relationship.
Exactly.
So
I do understand. I was a caregiver for my mom. So when I
Okay.
saw that, I thought about what you said about you know, being the caregiver. And the caregivers have to make sure that they take care of themselves.
yeah.
You know, just like they said that thing about when you're on the plane, if the plane is going down, you got a child with you, put the mask on yourself first before you do it, because if something happens to you, nobody can take care of the child. And that's the same way with being a caregiver. And I took care of my mom and dad, both actually. I actually had both of them in my house. And if you don't take care of yourself, you know, who's going to take care of you?
Right.
So you have to make yourself a priority in order to take care of, you know, your parent. And I'm sure she adores you.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, just like
but I adore her too.
I like me and my mother, and everybody, every time somebody sees me, they was like, "Oh my God, you look just like your mom."
Yeah, me and my mom look alike too.
Yeah. So it's a tough job to be a caregiver, but it can make you feel so good. I felt good about taking care of my mom. I really did.
You know, it's like you're kind of like, I don't know if, like, you know, like your whole life, your parents have poured into you, and then like you have a chance to kind of give back a little bit, you know. So, but it's definitely not easy navigating.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
You know,
you're right. And even when they're in a facility or whatever, at one time I was running around trying to find a place for my mom to go, the best place, and this and that, you know. And one of the people that work, that's a close friend, he said, the best thing is to be as close in distance as you can so that you can show up anytime. And that's, you know, that's when people know that you're coming, they're coming to visit you, you know, because some people be in places and they don't hardly see their kids. So he said the biggest thing is to just make sure that you drop in all the time.
Yeah.
You know, because there comes a
agree.
time when you can't keep them at home anymore. And I couldn't keep my mom at home anymore because she developed Alzheimer's.
Okay.
So, but you just really have to take care of yourself and know that you're doing the best that you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me see. You said something that, and I was looking at your profile on Facebook too. It's God's grace over your life. Does that mean, what that mean to you?
I think it ties into some of the things we were talking about. I think that, you know, especially for me, those times when, you know, health-wise and mental-wise and spiritual-wise, I felt like I had nothing left. I felt like my life was over. I felt like there was nowhere left to go. You know, God put people in my life to show me that it's not over. You know, that there's still a purpose, there's still reason and meaning, and there's still growth to be had. And I think, you know, when you feel like you're in a place of, you know, you feel like you might not necessarily be alone, but you feel alone and you feel low. It's really a hard place to be in. But I think like some things only God can do. Like even though I was hospitalized and I was, you know, given medicine and counseling, there were certain parts of the journey that only God could facilitate, that it wasn't just a medicine, or it was the whole package, but God put it together. You know, like under his grace, under his mercy. These things are not things you can buy. They're not things that we can make up ourselves. They're freely given, you know. And so I'm grateful. I probably need to be even more grateful. I'm working on my relationship because I haven't really been the most faithful in my relationship with God. So I'm trying to, like, you know, spend some more time with him and, you know, reevaluate what am I doing in my life, you know, because I'm sure there's plenty of spaces that I could be doing more, you know, to glorify God and more to build on our relationship. I think sometimes I don't know, like sometimes I just try to get close to friends and family and people in my life. But it's like, God's always been there, and even though you can't see him, he is he's a best friend.
Definitely.
So his grace has definitely been a big part of helping me to grow and helping me to get better
Right.
in my mental health journey. So
The good thing is that God knows your heart.
yes.
He knows your desire.
Yeah.
So you may say, well, I could do better. I could spend more time. He knows that that's your main desire, is to be closer to him. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
People can see whatever they see, think whatever they think, but he knows the heart.
Yeah.
And so that's the wonderful part. I saw something else. It says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, blessed by the best. Jesus saved. Blessed be Christ. I think I saw that on your profile.
Yeah, that's my profile.
I love it.
One of my emails is "Blessed be Christ." I feel like God gave that to me.
Oh, I love it.
It's in the Bible. "Blessed be Christ" is in the is written there. So, I mean, I just think like I'm trying to work on really being that person who has a relationship, because it's like you can kind of like think that you're living it, but if you don't have the relationship, then you're like it's available to you, it's there. Don't miss out on it, because it's like it's for you. It's what he died to give us, the relationship. So I and being fearfully and wonderfully made, that's because God made us, and so he put his everything in his workmanship into us, into every part of us. So it's just something to be grateful for.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I love it. I love it. Now, we have here the suicide prevention hotline.
Yes.
And I know that's been, you've been there, you've struggled.
I've never called the hotline, but I've been in there's various different numbers for they're like the crisis unit. I've been in touch with them, and I have a nurse who is helps me with my medicine and things, and so they they've been a part of my mental health journey, and if I have like a decline, then they have to notify who they need to notify, just to keep me safe and healthy. And so, but I am a big proponent of people being able to reach out and to, talk to, sometimes you need to talk to a person who's not like in your life. You need to talk to someone who's objective, a therapist or a crisis counselor or prevention people, because they can give you a good outlook on things, or give you a good suggestion. So I think the professionals are much needed, and I think sometimes certain people, for various reasons, feel uncomfortable reaching out to the professionals. But I think with mental health, it's so important, because that's the part of it where, it kind of takes some of the responsibility off of you. Sometimes you can't fix yourself. You might have a desire to not be depressed, or not be so anxious, but you just can't do it yourself. So the professionals are there to kind of like help facilitate whatever needs to be facilitated. So I think it's a good thing. Like if someone is experiencing some mental health struggles, I mean, you can definitely just reach out to someone in your circle first, but if you could be open to some professional help, like especially if, you're just experiencing something that you can't seem to, kind of shake off. It's okay to know that getting help doesn't make you like less capable in your life, or it doesn't make you like, oh, you know, though that person is taking medicine, like they're, you know, like there's so much stigma attached to mental health. But the stigma is another thing that keeps people away from getting their health together or getting the help they need. So if, you know, you have to want it for yourself, and to know that there are people out there that want to help. And it's how do I say it? It's your, almost like it's your right to have good mental health. You know, that's why so many people are in the business that they're in, because, you know, they want to help others. They want them to feel more empowered in their life and stuff. And, you know, nobody is less than or greater than just because of a mental health situation.
Exactly. So if somebody is in crisis, is it just a phone call away? That
it could be. I mean, every situation is a little different. But I know for me, it played into part. Like, I reached out to family and friends. I have reached out to the crisis and to the therapist, and then, you know, kind of like collectively, this is what we all decided. Like, you know, maybe I need to go into the hospital to get my meds readjusted, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's really hard decisions, because I don't know anybody who wants to be in the hospital. But sometimes it's the best decision for someone. But everybody's situation is different, and I think if you're not in a crisis and you're just kind of like trying to navigate your mental health, it's good to consider like maybe therapy or something like that, just to kind of like get you, you know, connected with someone who can kind of, you know, just give you some suggestions and just hear you. Because I think sometimes we just need to be heard. We just need to have an outlet. So, you know.
I'm so glad that whomever you reached out to was a big help, because I'm glad that you're sitting here with me.
Yes, me too.
And giving advice to, if somebody's watching right now, I know we still have a couple more questions, but if somebody's watching right now and they're thinking like, I can't do this anymore, I can't do this by myself, I'll be better off just, you know, if I take my life, what kind of advice would you give them? I
mean, you know, it's a hard place to be in. I think initially no one really chooses that for themselves. You know, the amount of pain and suffering that goes into thinking that you're not maybe good enough, or you can't, a lot of it is you feel like you can't get out of that moment of feeling like it's not going to get better. Like you see the as they say, like the tunnel vision. You can only see the negative. You can't see that there's a positive possibility coming out of this. So, I mean, I would just say that it's important to kind of like show up for yourself, and it's important to consider that there is a possibility that it will get better, and you just have to push through it and get some maybe professionals involved. Maybe even start thinking about like the people in your life that need you and that need your support, so that you could kind of start to change your viewpoint a little bit. But I think sometimes when you're deep in a depression of feeling like you're not, like it's not going to get better, or that your life shouldn't go on, like sometimes you do just need more of a professional help. And I just encourage people to seek professional help, and you know, there's never too much help, or you know, anything like that. You can just kind of like reach out, or there's the crisis numbers, the suicide prevention numbers. You know, I'm pretty sure if you if you didn't know where to start, you could go to like 211, or you could even just walk into a hospital or something.
Right.
Like there are different ways to be treated. But just, I think a big thing is like try not to isolate yourself, because that just kind of makes it worse when you're just alone with your thoughts. And some of your thoughts can be negative and be untrue. And when you keep having that rolling in your mind, it's hard to just have a moment where you're like, you know what, like this could get better, you know?
That is why I'm so proud that when you came down that hall to come here today, that you took that big step to come. You took that big step to come, because I know we tried to do this many times, and I know it had to be difficult. You know, and so when I saw you coming down that hall, it was I mean, I just couldn't wait to go and hug you, because I was just so proud. Now you have a couple of quotes here. I think I saw on your page. It says, "Be me. I'm not giving up."
Yeah, I you know, I mean, there were some times in my life where I kind of were giving up on myself. I just thought it was over. I don't know, like I just thought my life wasn't going to go any further, or I wouldn't make it in anything that I had set out for myself. But I think that's what depression does. It distorts your vision, and it makes you see things that if you were feeling good and you were mentally sound, you wouldn't see it that way. You know, like some people, okay, I had a bad day, I had a bad month, but being full in the depression, it just makes you feel really not capable. And I think a lot of it has to do with self-esteem too. Sometimes we are going through life with lower self-esteem, and it makes you more prone to be victim or subject to the depression and stuff. So,
and these positive affirmations, you're saying, "I'm sticking around to see what God will do." So we're so happy that you stuck around to see the God, because look, God brought you down here today when you didn't think you were gonna. How many times have I talked? Can you come down and just talk? But look, you made that. What a big step.
It feels good. Yeah, it feels good.
I mean, I know folks can't see you, but that smile on your face, so you took that, you stuck around and you trusted God, and you come walking down the hall today to tell your story. And let me see, I'm waiting for God to make things right, because we know if we have faith, He will. You know, He just wants us to have that faith and hang on, and He'll make things right. And I'm counting on God to listen to me. And He
does.
Yes, He does. Because He listened, and He gave you the strength to come out here today. I love this one, what you said. Without rain, nothing grows. Learn to embrace the storms in your life.
That's a tough one, but I'm working on it.
But it makes you stronger.
It does. It does. It gives you a different perspective, and it even shows you, that God is with you, and He's making you strong through what you're going through. If you can just, it's not always easy to trust God, but, like even with the situation with my mom, like, she's doing a lot better than she was last year. When she first went into the hospital and stuff. So, I'm thankful for that. I still have my mom. So, it didn't have to go that way. So, but, I think people who have gone through mental illness struggles, and I think in a way we all kind of go through it. It's just like different magnitudes. Yeah, I think
I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I have.
I mean, it's definitely something that is not just for one or two people. Like it's majority of people have gone through something, and it could be different for everybody, but I think the idea that, you're not alone,
Yeah.
you're valuable, you
Yes.
have something to bring,
Yes.
to other people and to society. Like no matter what your struggle was or is, I think that that's important to know. It's important
Right.
to help people feel good about themselves and feel like, that they're worthwhile. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Um, the last question I had on here, and I don't know why, because we talked about it already. It was said, do you want to talk about your life? And we've talked about your life, but if there's anything else you'd like to say about...
I guess I'm just really grateful for, of course, for, God being with me and linking me to people who have helped me and, professional people who have helped me. Even when like being 15 and being diagnosed with something like that, it was definitely a struggle. But, I think in the end, I have gained a lot from what I've been through.
Yes.
And hopefully I can, help people with my, going forward with my education and, just being a sounding board for people and being a safe space for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for my life, I just, I need to probably be more disciplined in the things that I do in my life, but I still see that there's, and I think people should try to see that there's always opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
So, and just to be thankful of the things that you got out of, because for some reason, like, there's always the possibility that it wouldn't have gone, it would have went another way. So, I'm just encouraged by my friends and my family and people like, I met you and you've been very inspirational and very positive. And so, I think that's another thing. I think we should be open to just meeting people and, a lot of people just have a lot to, give and a lot to, that they can take from situations too.
Right.
So I think it's, just looking at the positives in life, it does help. And it's something I need to do more on a daily basis, but.
And if you, I think you said, I don't want to misquote you, that you tried several times. Was it you that said that you tried several times to take your life? And
but
thought of several ways.
Definitely thought of several ways.
But of course it wasn't meant to be, because you were meant to be here today. You were meant to tell your story so somebody can say, "Oh my God, that's what I'm going through. That's what I'm." So you don't know what God has planned for your life. You don't know what God planned when we saw each other at the all-white tea party.
Right.
And I don't remember if you helped me with my necklace, helped me with something y'all helped me with. Something wasn't right. You helped me fix it at the very first tea party. Never know, but I knew that right there that there was a connection, because I could just feel your spirit, feel your heart, and I'm so happy. I know it took a while for you to get the courage to come down here.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate that you're telling your story, because I know that your story will help other people. So you're not being selfish. You're like, I'm gonna keep the story to myself. I don't want nobody to know, because that's what happens a lot of times. People don't want, and then people have a right not to want people to know. But when you step out and let people know, and then somebody can say, well, I'm going through the same thing. Oh my God. What a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So ministry can happen, and so people can get up and preach in the pulpit, but some people can just tell their story like you're doing today. And I'm just so proud of you. Any last words you'd like to say?
Thank you for the opportunity, and no, I just if people are feeling overwhelmed, that hopefully they can find a way to reach out.
Yeah.
and that they deserve to be able to reach out to someone else, a professional or a friend or someone. And now we have a lot of different things, like I'm sure if you Google, mental health supports, I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah. A lot of
I think there's
hotlines.
like there's an organization called NAMI. I think it's National Alliance for Mental Health. I mean, there's a lot online.
Okay.
So, but and nobody is ever, all alone just because they're, I mean, we feel alone, or maybe our
But there
circle is
help.
small,
There
but there
out
is help. There is help.
Yeah. And look at you going for your master's.
Yeah.
You better go, girl. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I thank you again. And to the Win TV audience and whoever watches this or listens to it or whatever, I thank you so much for sticking with me and listening to Win TV for the last, I forget how many years, since 2008. And again, I am so pleased that this young lady came out today to tell her story. Because so many people are out there that they don't know where to go, don't know where to turn, and some people feel like it's only me. But as you can hear from her, it's a whole lot of folks. A lot of people don't reach out to get help. And one of the biggest helps has been for me, and according to her too, is believing in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. God has helped. So I really thank Danielle for coming out today to give her testimony, to tell about her life. And I hope when you get this, we share so many negative things, and this is so positive. And so when you get it, please share it with people that you know, and because it's all out of love. And I thank her again for coming down here just to tell her story. So when you see this YouTube video come out, please share it. And I thank you again, and have a good day, night, whenever you watch this. And I thank you again. Bye-bye.